Hey, what's up guys? We're back at Jones Subwoofer Solutions. Today I've got a different amp on the dyno. It is the Kicker CXA400.1. It is Kicker's 800 watt max 400 watt RMS amp. It says on the box here in big letters 800 watts max. It does say it's 1 ohm stable. This was brought to me by a customer. This was sold to him as an 800 watt amp, so we'll see what it does today. On the back of the box, it does show the RMS ratings as 400 watts at 1 ohm, 300 watts at 2 ohms, and 150 watts at 4 ohms. And it does not mention the 800 watts anywhere else on the box, just on the front. 800 watts max. And then it does come with this certified power sheet. It says it comes with 486 certified kicker watts, so we should at least expect 486 watts. I've heard these amps, the Kicker underrates things, that this will do more than rated. But does that mean it'll do 800 watts? Does that mean it'll do 400 watts? Does that mean it'll do 486 watts? Drop your guesses below. We'll find out in just a minute. Quick look at the amp. I've got 8 gauge in there with spade terminals. I mean, it's the best I could do. If you can see, you have to use spade terminals on these. You can't use anything else. So I've got 8 gauge power on the spade terminals. We've got our 12 gauge speaker wire on the spade terminals. The only wire that you're going to fit in there without a spade is your remote wire. So again, drop your guesses. Is it 800 watts? Is it 400 watts? Is it 486 watts? Who knows? We'll find out in just a second here. I've got us all ready to do our certified runs. So we're ready to do our certified runs. We're going to go 4 ohm certified, 2 ohm certified, 1 ohm certified. Then we'll do the same for uncertified, same for dynamic. So without further ado, certified. And we'll start at 4 ohms. This was 150 watts rated. We are a little higher on voltage than they're spec'd for. 14.9 volts starting. Their ratings were done at 14.4. So if anything, we should see better than 400 watts, 486 watts, and maybe we'll see 800 watts. Here we go. Certified run is all the way up to 1% distortion. And it did rate it. 183 watts into 4 ohms, dropped to 14.83 volts. Reset our meter. We'll go back and do 2 ohms. Oh, reset my track, sorry. So 2 ohms, we're starting at 14.87 volts. Again, certified up to 1% distortion. This was rated, I gotta look again, I think it was 350 watts. 300 watts. So rated 300 watts at 2 ohms, here we go. And we see 327 watts. Into 2 ohms, we dropped to 14.7 volts. So far it is doing rated. But again, I think that max number is just on there to sell stuff. I don't think we're going to see anywhere near 800 watts on this. 1 ohm. 1 ohm, certified up to 1% distortion, starting at 14.81 volts. Again, rated 800, or, see if that can focus for us, sorry. 800, or maybe 400, or maybe 486 watts. We'll see. Here we go.
When you find yourself in a place that you never thought to look.
All right. Well, it did do more than rated, more than its spec sheet also. We got 544 watts into 1 ohm. Dropped to 14.5 volts. Now remember, this was sold to my customer originally by another shop as an 800 watt amp. So it did not do the 800 watts, and it's not going to do the power that the customer had expected. So we're going to move on to Uncertified. And we're going to start with a 4 ohm certified. 4 ohm uncertified, sorry. Uncertified is all the way up to clipping, and we're starting at 14.9 volts. Here we go. Again, rated 150 watts. Well, clipping gave us a little bit extra, up to 187 watts, dropped to 14.8 volts, and 2 ohm. Did do rated last time at 2 ohms, so I'm sure we'll see our 300 watts and more on Uncertified, starting at 14.87 volts. Let's see. $340 watts into 2 ohms. We dropped to 14.68 volts. Not too bad. And now we'll test 1 ohm. Again, this is rated 800 watts max, 400 watts RMS, and the birth sheet said 486 watts. We'll see what this will do, all the way up to clipping at 1 ohm. Pretty heavy clipping there, got us all the way to 574 watts. We dropped to 14.5 volts. So again, dude, this is another amp where it's a good performer. If they just rate it appropriately, they should have left that 800 watt max number off the box, and this would be a great amp. It was expensive for the output, but if they would just stick to these RMS numbers and not use these max numbers, I think their customers would be a lot happier. So dynamic, which is a burst track, it's supposed to emulate music to a point. And again, we'll start at 4 ohms. And we're at 14.91 volts. Here we go. Rated 150 watts. And we get 187 watts into 4 ohms. We drop to 14.8 volts. See what she does at 2 ohms. Again, rated 300 watts. starting at 14.87 volts. Here we go.
Pulling up, shut it down when I'm pulling up. Come around when I'm pulling up. In my town and I'm pulling up. Ready for anything, anyone. Know that I get it done. In the bands, I be pulling up. Tell your friends, cause I'm
That's it. 338 watts into 2 ohms, dropped to 14.6 volts. I do know on these dynamic runs it can depend on what type of power supply is being used in the amp. Some amps will do better on dynamic, some don't. So 1 ohm dynamic, we're at 14.81 volts. This is the best chance this amp has to make its 800 watts max rating. Let's see what she's got. Well, that's all she's got. 578 watts into 1 ohm. We dropped to 14.68 volts. Did do rated as far as its RMS rating on the box. We'll keep that in mind. But it does say 800 watts on the box. And as you guys can see, we were nowhere near that. So there you have the Kicker CXA400.1. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts on this. Why Kicker would rate this 800 watts. Why it would be sold 800 watts when it doesn't do 800 watts. Hang tight. We'll get the back plate off. We'll post up the scores and we'll get a look inside. And we're back. Got the back of the amp off. You can get a look inside there. It is a Kicker branded board. Nice and tidy. Everything's clean in there. It really looks like a good amp. Turn it around for you guys. It says right on it, CXA400. There's the Kicker logo at the top. Pretty small amp, about the size of my hand. So look at the end caps. It does have inputs and outputs for RCAs. High or low input level. There's your gain knob. Crossover frequency is a low pass from 50 to 200 hertz. It does have a fixed bass boost, and it did come with a bass knob. I looked it up. I don't have it, but it did come with a knob. Protecting power light there. And then on this end, you'll be able to see those skinny terminal points. It is bigger terminals for the ground and power than it is the speaker and the remote, but not very big, and you have to use those spade connectors. It does have 2 pairs of outputs, which is nice. So all in all, you know, my thoughts on the amp. Why put 800 watts on the box? Just sell this as a 400 watt or a 500 watt amp. Leave that 800 watt number out of there. It's just going to upset people. You know, my customer who brought this to me, he thought he had an 800 watt amp. It was sold to him as 800 watts. The box says 800 watts, and it simply isn't. So that's all I have for you guys today. Please, if you enjoy the channel, make sure you like the video. Please subscribe, hit the bell so that you know when I post a new video. Appreciate you for watching. We'll see you next time.